And now we're about to reveal our ultimate winter survival guide with the items every one of us should keep in our cars. Jeff, this could really be a survival kit for somebody who gets stranded. We all think we never will get stranded, but you found that that's not the case.
Well, if you're homebodies like us, we stay inside and drink cocoa when there's a blizzard outside. But there are some people who do need to go out and get supplies from the store, go to grandma's house.
Or just think they can beat the storm.
Exactly. So many of us think that as well. And so you go out, all of a sudden you get stuck and you get stranded. It happens even in four-wheel drive vehicles, and it happens like that. And so we have this survival guide you need, what you should have in your car right now.
The big storm hits, and suddenly you're stranded. It happened to this family. Their car got stuck in deep snow in the Oregon mountains on their way to go sledding.
I was trying to stay calm. My anxiety kicked in, and I was thinking the worst.
After nearly 24 hours, a group of snowmobilers finally found them. And it's not just the middle of the wilderness. It's happened just outside Atlanta.
I've had one bottle of water, and I have about a half a tank of gas left.
On I-65 in Kentucky.
I have been melting ice and snow to drink.
Even in the middle of Lakeshore Drive in Chicago.
If they don't get me in enough time, my car could be covered completely in snow. I could be barricaded under here.
So what would you do to stay safe if stranded in a snowstorm? Is it safer to stay in your car or to go and try to find help?
All right, and here to answer that question is automotive expert Lauren Fix. So let's answer the question. Do you stay in your car or do you go?
You actually stay in your car because people think I can go out and look for help, but you can get hypothermia and they can't find you. If you're in your vehicle, it's the safest place. And then also follow that 5-minute rule. Start your car for 5 minutes every half hour. That's the smartest thing you can do.
You also say it's very important to check your tailpipe to make sure it's not obstructed.
Right. Recently, there was a very sad story of a mother and her 2 children who stayed in the car while someone was undigging them from the snow, and they died in 15 minutes because of carbon monoxide poisoning. So what do? Make sure that tailpipe is not blocked. And that means part of that is having your car maintained all year round. The exhaust system and the car itself, if it's properly maintained, that's the first thing. So the exhaust isn't leaking into the car, but also if you can get out of the car and clean that tailpipe away, that's real helpful. But remember, if you're on an expressway or an unsafe area,
don't get out.
Stay in the car.
If you crack the window open a little, would that help?
It does. Also, you want to make sure it's downwind. So when you see the wind blowing one way, you want to make sure it's open about this much downwind, just about a couple inches.
We have a lot of items here that you say should be in everybody's car this winter. So let's start over here. This is called a jump starter.
Right. Instead of a set of jumper cables, most people have no clue how to use them, and then you need another car. This is great. Positive to the red is positive, black is negative.
I always get confused about that.
I always get confused.
Red is like salsa. It's hot, it's spicy. Think positive. Black is ground, which is the negative.
Okay.
And it says it on the back. You attach it to your battery, starts the car. $50. Everybody should have one in their vehicle.
Wow. Okay.
And then speaking of batteries, our cell phones. What typically happens is people are in their car and cell phones and they're calling people to say, I need help.
Right.
But then they forget they don't have a charge for their battery. This is a My Charge. It's $36. It gives you 3 complete full charges on your cell phone. Everyone should have one of these in your vehicle year-round.
Where do you get that?
You can buy them at any big box store.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you say, forget about the old-fashioned flares, that you really need this. It's magnetized LEDs.
These are my favorite. I have 3 of them in my vehicle. They have 2 modes. They have a solid mode and a flashing mode. Key thing is they're magnetic, so you can put them on your vehicle. They're waterproof, and you can drive over them. $14.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah, put it on the top.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, what food should we have in the car? Because if you are stranded, it's important to have something there.
Right, absolutely. And people think, I'll put it in my trunk. No, this is what you put behind your seat.
Okay.
Okay, and you should have some sort of food. Now, it depends on your dietary restrictions. It could be beef jerky. It could be protein bars. Forget the sugar. I know we all think candy bars, but you get that carb crash, and you can fall asleep and freeze to death.
Oh, geez.
A liter of water. And then, of course, blankets for each person.
A liter of water per person? Is that what you said?
Per person, absolutely. And blankets for each person that rides in the car, and hand and foot warmers. Really smart to have. And they're $1 a package. Come on, we should all have
You can buy them in bulk. You got a big,
I buy them in big boxes.
And then this I would not think of, but you say make sure you have your meds in your car.
Right. Now, I take medication, so I take a few of them and put them into an old bottle, so it's labeled, so I don't mix them up. Keep them in the vehicle, because I live in Buffalo and people have gotten stuck in the snow for 24 hours, and you don't want to be without your medication.
You know, there have been a lot of reports recently about, and this happens every winter, where people don't clear off their car, and the snow and the ice is there, and they get on a highway and the stuff comes back and hits somebody else. We actually have a video of ice flying off the roof and into someone's windshield. you think this couldn't happen to you?
Yeah, I just did this story. It smashes the windshield, and this is because so many of us, we just want to wipe off our windshield
Right,
and get
and then
out
go.
the door and just see what you need to see, but you don't realize that freezes up. That freezes up on top, and it comes off in chunks of ice and can really hurt.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
So what is law enforcement doing, if anything?
At these 12 states, many of them in the Northeast, where, of course, snow is an issue, in some states in the Midwest, it's against the law to have that. And cops can actually pull you over. They can charge you up to $1,500. And by the way, we have a state-by-state breakdown on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Rossen Reports. We'll give you a map so you know if it's illegal where you live.
So Lauren, how easy is it to get snow and ice off a car?
Okay,
how can you do it easily?
There's no excuses for, I have a girlfriend who's 4'11". I can't reach the top of my SUV. Yeah. Yes, you can. For $14, you can buy this extends.
There you go.
There we go. And you can... and you can clean all the snow off the top of your car. I have an SUV. I have one of these in my vehicle, and it really works.
Yeah, it's got the scraper on the other end.
It's got the scraper on the other end. The other thing is you want a double bag. Now, what does that mean? You want to take a plastic bag and put it over each of your mirrors.
Okay.
Keeps the snow and ice off, makes the job easier. And my favorite is cover the wiper blades and then put those wiper arms up. And then that keeps the snow and ice off and doesn't.
But doesn't that freeze on the wiper blade? Can you get that off?
That's a great question, actually. These do come off when you use a kitchen plastic bag.
Oh, okay.
And then make your own de-icer. Really, really easy. Get a squirt bottle, 4 parts rubbing alcohol, 1 part water. At night, when you have your wiper arms up, just spray on top of the windshield. And then in the morning, you just, there you go. And then
how effective is that?
It really works because it's rubbing alcohol.
Right.
And it doesn't freeze.
Brilliant.
And it makes it easier to scrape off the ice.
All right. Great.
And it's homemade.
Great tips, Lauren. Thank you so much, Jeff. Fabulous investigation, as always. Thank you so much. For these tips and more, go to MeredithVieiraShow.com.